Welcome back to Robin Bits and Pieces. I've been wanting to make this video for months, and you're going to think I'm crazy when I start telling you about it, but I'm going to talk to you about the types of rocks for the types of jobs. I grew up in a whole family of truck drivers. My grandpa in the morning would deliver milk, and my grandma watched me. I rode in the milk truck. Then in the afternoon he'd drive his gravel trucks. His goal was to have enough trucks for each one of his boys, so if they were out of work, that he had work for them. And my life growing up, in the morning I'd ride in the milk truck, in the afternoon I got to ride in the gravel trucks. I spent a lot of time with the lady at the weigh station because they didn't want to keep track of me while they're getting loaded, so I got to know her pretty well, and the last time I saw her she was in the hospital. A really funny story was when we were riding in one of the older gravel trucks, and I was little and curious. They had vents down at their feet, and they just flipped open, and I flipped the one open on the passenger side, and the whole cab filled up with rock dust. My grandma was rolling her window down, and my grandpa was rolling his window down. It was, you could not see out the windows, but you know, with grandparents, grandkids can't do anything wrong. If I'd been home, I'd got my butt beat, but I didn't. The large trucks hold about 20 ton, and I would like to add that if you've got somebody that knows how to spread rock, they can spread it like a blanket, and I'll show you in this little clip coming up. Sorry for the wind, but if you get somebody that's really good at spreading, I'll try to get clear to the end of the driveway. I don't know if I can get it in focus. It's almost laid out like a blanket. That's somebody that has years of experience of driving a truck, knows how fast to drive it, and how quick to put up the bed, or how much to let the gate open. And it just takes lots of practice and experience. In my last video I talked about homestead safety, and I talked a little bit about rock, but not very much. And I want to go through and talk to you about the different types of rocks and their uses. This is Forest River rock. This is what you use for landscaping around water ponds, just for decoration. It comes in different sizes. You can get it from very small to much larger than this. This is an expensive type of rock. And it, like I said, it's more for decoration. It's not fun to walk on. It will never settle into a driveway because there is nothing to bond those rocks together. And if you live in an area where you get freezing weather, the water lands on these rocks and they get very slippery. This is washed rock. Clean rock is what they call it. This is a larger side. This is for drainage. The larger you go, the more it'll drain. These are rock chips the same way. They are clean and for drainage, and the sand as well. These are used in under drainage tile and stuff to get water away from something, underneath cement slabs where there's a high water area to keep the water running away from it, not pulling up against it. But like I said, large water, least amount of water, I should say, for filtration and mild water. Sand is also good if you've got clay, a lot of clay in your garden. You can sprinkle it on top. Well, I wouldn't say sprinkle, put a good ½ inch maybe on top and till it in, and it will make your soil breakup much easier. This is lime screening. If you can see right here, I'll try to bring it in a little closer. This is lime. It's mixed in with the chips, and when this gets wet, it seeps down almost like cement. I did want to point out these are from two separate quarries. They're different colors, as you can see. Just different locations or where it's quarried from makes it a different color. And I don't know if this is set up yet. I wanted to show you. This has got lime in it. This is the same thing as this. And if you can see, that lime kind of holds it together, and once that dries, it will be like cement. Dries out, it's almost as hard as rock. If you get a big chunk of that delivered to you and you put your shovel into it, you cannot break it up once it's dry. This is road rock, and it's got dry lime on it. Try to get it in view. This has got dry lime on it. Once it gets wet, it'll break up easier. But this is what you use for road rock. This way, once it gets on there and you drive over it, it kind of packs down. All these come in different sizes. This is base rock. Let me back it up a little bit for you. This is what you put on a driveway when you're first starting to build it, so you have a good base to your driveway. This is for regular dirt and clay. This is not for sand. If you use road rock on sand, your sand is going to eat that up. It'll sink in and it will continue to do so. These two items are probably your most expensive rock. My driveway, the base 20 years ago, cost me $1,000. But one thing bad about this is you cannot shovel it with a shovel. You have to have it hauled. And same with the road rock. It comes in different sizes. Ideally, you would start with the base rock, and then the next year you would go with a 3/4 inch road rock. And then the next year you would go with a 1/2 inch road rock. And you'd keep working your way down till you got to the lime screenings, and you'd have a very solid driveway. I've not been so good to do it every year so that I could get down to this. We're still at this because my driveway takes about 1.5 trucks of rock, and your prices vary from place to place. And the reason I have not come out with this video earlier is I didn't want to be the crazy lady that showed up at the quarry with Dixie cups to get 1/2 cups of Dixie cups of each size so I could do this video. I hope this has been helpful. If you like my videos, be sure to like, subscribe, and share.